I've been learning Spanish for 25 years, teaching it for over 10, and in this video, I'm going to tell you 10 things about the subjunctive I wish I knew sooner. Hola, soy Jordan, and this is a Spanish Quickie. Fast, easy Spanish lessons from somebody who speaks your language. This is part 1 of a 3-part series on the Spanish subjunctive. In this video, we're talking about 10 things I wish I knew sooner. In the next 2 videos, I give you my full 4-bucket system, showing you where and when to use the subjunctive in the real world. You can find both those videos and everything else I mentioned today at SpanishDude.com/subjunctive. All right, let's go. The first thing I wish I knew about the subjunctive is, a lot of what the Spanish authority tells us, textbooks, teachers, courses, is misleading or just plain wrong. They make us believe things that aren't true. They make us look for stuff that isn't there. They make the subjunctive harder, not easier. Throughout this series of videos, I'll give you specific examples. For now, just know, if you want to truly understand the subjunctive, how it works, where it's used, when it's used, forget everything you've seen, heard, or learned. A lot of it isn't true. I wasted years asking, what is the subjunctive? The textbooks tell us the subjunctive expresses desires, doubts, wishes, emotions, and possibilities. But in real life, that quickly falls apart. We see these things without the subjunctive, and we see the subjunctive without these things. After 5 years of obsessive focus, here's the only definition I can give you that's both concise and universally true. The subjunctive is an alternative set of conjugations used in certain situations. That's it. You speak is hablas, but in the subjunctive, it's hables. You eat is comes. In the subjunctive, though, it's comas. You live is vives. In the subjunctive, vivas. Hables, comas, and vivas are subjunctive conjugations. They're alternative conjugations used in certain situations. That's the only definition that holds up every time. Now, I do share a deeper, more logic-based definition with my subjunctive workshop attendees, but to make sense of that definition, my students have to see the whole system, which takes 5 sessions, 60 to 90 minutes each. So for now, just remember, their definitions fall apart in real life. This one doesn't. The subjunctive is an alternative set of conjugations used in certain situations. This would have been nice to know. We actually have the subjunctive in English. It's just way less common and we don't really talk about it. Check it out. I was here. I was you for Halloween. In the past tense, it's I was. But then there's this. If I were you, I'd study harder. Still the past tense, but now we say I were. That's the subjunctive. Were is an alternative conjugation used in certain situations. Nowadays, we don't always use the subjunctive. You'll often hear, if I was you, I'd study harder. This one paralyzed me for years. It feels like there are a million subjunctive tenses, right? But really, there are only 2 full subjunctive tenses, the present subjunctive and the past subjunctive. So there are 5 full normal tenses, the present tense, preterite tense, imperfect tense, future tense, and conditional tense. We have to memorize every verb in all 5 of these tenses. But in the subjunctive, there are only 2 full tenses, the present subjunctive and the past subjunctive. We only have to memorize every verb in these 2 tenses. So why does it seem like there are more? First, each tense has multiple names. The present subjunctive is also called simple subjunctive, and it has a bunch of names in Spanish as well. The past subjunctive is called the preterite subjunctive, the imperfect subjunctive, and it has a bunch of Spanish names too. I keep it simple. Present subjunctive, past subjunctive. Nice and neat. Second, there are 2 versions of the past subjunctive, the RA endings and the SE endings. They mean the same thing though, so you only need to memorize one. Just recognize both. I suggest memorizing the RA endings, they're way more common. Third, there are subjunctive progressive and subjunctive perfect tenses, like I am going or I have eaten, but those aren't full tenses. You don't have to memorize every verb. You just need the subjunctive forms of estar and haber plus your past participles, then boom, you know every verb in all the progressive and perfect tenses. Bottom line, it seems like there's a million subjunctive tenses, but there are really only 2 full subjunctive tenses to memorize, and they're pretty easy. Here's something really cool. Even though there are only 2 full subjunctive tenses, we can still express all 5 normal tenses in the subjunctive, because the 2 subjunctive tenses pull double and triple duty. The present subjunctive is used for both the present tense and the future tense. Hables can mean you speak or you will speak. Then the past subjunctive is used for both past tenses and the conditional tense. Hablarás can mean you spoke, preterite, you were speaking, imperfect, or you would speak, conditional. I learned pretty quickly the present is used for the future, but nobody ever taught me the past can be used for both past tenses and the conditional. In the subjunctive, we can express all 5 normal tenses with just 2 subjunctive tenses. This one's huge. If I could only tell you one thing about the subjunctive, it'd be this. The subjunctive doesn't just happen anywhere. It occurs in 3 specific grammatical situations, and we must treat each situation differently. In each situation, there's a unique test to determine whether to use the subjunctive or not. The first situation's test is totally different from the second situation's test, and they're both totally different from the third situation's test. If you treat every example the same, you'll often get the wrong answer. If you apply the wrong test to the wrong situation, you'll often get the wrong answer. But almost nobody teaches this. They give us causes of the subjunctive in general, which is why their lessons quickly fall apart in real life. They don't distinguish between the 3 situations. In the next video, part 2, I show you the 3 grammatical situations, then in part 3, I give you the 3 tests. You can find both videos along with everything else I mentioned today at SpanishDude.com/subjunctive. Ever hear of WEIRDO? It's a super common acronym that supposedly helps us know when to use the subjunctive. The Spanish authority says, wishes, emotions, impersonal expressions, recommendations, doubts, and ojalá cause the subjunctive. But I'm here to tell you, WEIRDO is essentially worthless. I say that for 4 reasons. First, WEIRDO was only designed for one of the 3 situations where the subjunctive occurs. But nobody tells us that. We're led to believe it helps with all subjunctive cases. It doesn't. Look at these examples. I love dogs that don't bark. I love when you smile. I love that you're coming. The E in WEIRDO is for emotions. If WEIRDO helped us know when to use the subjunctive in general, we'd use the subjunctive in all 3 examples. Each example starts with I love in emotion. But no, me encantan los perros que no ladran. Me encanta cuando sonríes. Me encanta que vengas. Only the 3rd example contains the subjunctive. Ladran and sonríes are the indicative, not the subjunctive. Only vengas is the subjunctive. WEIRDO led us to the wrong answer in the first 2. It only helped us with the 3rd, because that's the one grammatical situation WEIRDO was designed for. If we apply WEIRDO to every example, if we treat every situation the same, we'll often get the wrong answer. Second, the I in WEIRDO, impersonal expressions, is just wrong. Impersonal expressions go both ways all the time. Take a look. Es posible que le guste. Es obvio que le gusta. These are both impersonal expressions, and this is the grammatical situation WEIRDO was designed for. WEIRDO tells us to use the subjunctive both times. But no, only the first example contains the subjunctive. Gusta is a subjunctive conjugation of gustar. The second example doesn't. Gusta is a normal indicative conjugation of gustar. Even if we only use WEIRDO in the one grammatical situation it's designed for, following the I still often leads us to the wrong answer. And these aren't rare situations either. The I in WEIRDO is totally bunk. Third, WEIRDO is super redundant. The W, R, D, and O all cause the subjunctive for the same reason. They follow the same logic. We'll talk about this more in part 3, but for now, the W, R, D, and O in WEIRDO tell us that once recommendations, doubts, and ojalá all cause the subjunctive. Right off the bat, ojalá basically means I want, so O is the same as W. The common logical connection between all 4 letters is when we want something to happen, we don't know if it'll happen. When we recommend that something happens, we don't know if it'll happen. And when we doubt that something happens, we don't think it'll happen. That's the logical reason why the W, R, D, and O in WEIRDO all cause the subjunctive when applied in the correct grammatical situation. We're not certain that what we want, recommend, or doubt will actually happen. So one simple idea covers 4 of the 6 letters in WEIRDO. WEIRDO is super redundant. Fourth, WEIRDO doesn't go near nearly far enough. Even in the correct situation, weirdo leaves out tons of stuff that causes the subjunctive. Possibility, probability, permission, prohibition, and cause, among other things, all cause the subjunctive in the same way that wants, emotions, recommendations, doubts, and ojalá do. But these ideas are nowhere to be found in weirdo. So yeah, weirdo is pretty worthless. It only helps us in one of three situations. One letter is totally wrong. It's super redundant. And even in the correct situation, it leaves us hanging at least half the time. I have no idea how weirdo has survived this long, how so many teachers, books, and courses continue to use it. But together, you and I, we can change that. At SpanishDude.com/subjunctive, there's a petition I started at change.org. I want to cancel weirdo. The I is wrong, so weirdo is wrong. Nice idea, poor execution. A tool designed to help us actually hurts us. Please help me cancel weirdo. Sign my petition? Also at SpanishDude.com/subjunctive, grab my weirdo alternative. No cutesy acronyms. I originally made this for my subjunctive workshop attendees, but now it's on my website for everybody. This drives me nuts. Almost always, the Spanish authority teaches the subjunctive by tense. Here are the rules for the present subjunctive. Now here are the rules for the past subjunctive. Not only is this misleading, it adds a burden on our brain for no reason. It makes the subjunctive seem more complicated than it really is. The subjunctive rules don't change by tense. The subjunctive is caused in the past tense for the same reason it's caused in the present tense. The same three situations and the same three tests apply across all tenses. It's not about the tense, it's about context and logic. In my subjunctive workshop, we go through hundreds of examples and never once do I explain the cause of the subjunctive by tense. The same logic explains the subjunctive in example after example without regard to tense, and my attendees don't even notice or ask about it. The subjunctive doesn't go by tense. Good news, the subjunctive is way easier than it seems. Bad news, it's still not easy. With the subjunctive, there's no easy way. There's just the hard way and the even harder way. The even harder way is the normal way, what most people do, what I did for almost 20 years. Try to memorize all the random rules, situations, and exceptions they give us that contradict each other and fall apart in real life. Then, just the hard way is, my way, get a little technical up front, learn the 3 grammatical situations and the 3 tests covered in the next 2 videos to make it way easier and clearer in the future forever. So a little hard now to avoid lots of hard later. You've got to choose your hard. The hard way, my way, or the even harder way. Now, with everything I've told you in this video, with all that being said, if you've struggled with the subjunctive in the past, if you've failed to understand the subjunctive before, listen closely. It's not your fault. I'm all about taking responsibility, but you've been given bad information. That's why you're still looking for answers. That's why you're here watching this right now, even though you've been through the typical lessons. They give us misleading information, incorrect information, contradictory information. So how can your confusion be your fault? It can't. It's not. You've never been shown what's really going on. You haven't really failed. You haven't even tried yet. This time can be different. The future can be different. You can get it this time. In the next 2 videos, you'll see my 4-bucket system. I'll show you the 3 grammatical situations where the subjunctive occurs, then I'll give you the 3 tests, 1 for each situation. Everything I mentioned in this video is available at SpanishDude.com/subjunctive. Part 2 and 3 in this series, my weirdo alternative, and the change.org petition. I need your help. I want to cancel weirdo for the sake of humanity. Until the next time, hasta luego. Adios, amigo.